So this assignment asks me to try out the Kleki tool. So I'm going to click on that link and it's going to open up a new tab. And this is Kleki. This is an online painting tool and it doesn't have you sign in or anything. So that's pretty cool. What I'm going to do is, besides just kind of messing around with the tools, so there's a brush tool there. Here's a different brush tool that gives me a different texture. I can adjust the size of the brush. I can change the colors right here, and I can change the opacity. So maybe I want it to be less opaque. I want it kind of transparent. Um, so there I can see through it. Also, here's blending. So it can act like actual brushes, where it'll blend to paint colors on a surface. Let's try less opacity and more blending and a smaller brush to see what happens. Yeah, so see a lot more blending. So there we can see the green and the blue and the brown just kind of mixing together there on the surface. So if you don't like it, you can undo everything and start afresh. Here are layers, so you can have different layers. So let's say here's this blue layer, and then I'm going to add a layer right here and go back into my brushes and then add a red layer or brown layer, and then let's go back into layers. And so here's this on one layer, and then here's this on another layer. I can make this piece transparent so I don't see it. And then I can flatten the layers. That means make them all into one layer. But I kind of like to have things on different layers so I can mess with them. Only if you do that, you can't really blend those two colors very well. Well, you can't blend them at all because they are on different surfaces. So the blue won't blend, but the green will blend with the brown. So you can see it's a lot more brown as we get closer to the brown, and then it gets more green as we move away. So this tool is pretty handy. Here's another thing you can do. You can click it once and then hold down the shift key and then move it and click it again for a straight line, and then move it, shift, click, shift, click, shift, click, so that you can make shapes and things like that. So it's a pretty neat tool. Here's the eraser tool that will erase this layer. So you can see it leaves the other layer alone. If I want to erase this other layer, I would click on that, and then I can erase that layer, but it won't touch this top layer, or this bottom layer. I can adjust the layers so they change which one's on top and which one's below. So that's really helpful too. Another thing that I'm going to do is you can rotate and then change the rotation of your image. You can change the brightness and contrast. You can make it darker or lighter. Let's say contrast, more contrast, and less light so it becomes darker. You can do that. You can change the perspective, so you can alter this and skew the image. There's just a whole bunch of things that you can do here. In the next video, I will show you how to upload an image or import an image into this file and mess with it from there.